Fra versus Jonin, top 16. Hajime. Jonin, don't misplay. He says, you're jinxing me. Do not make this deck look bad. Jonin at the top, my favorite deck, versus Fra. Fra opens up with the Kajiki into the Fuma, special summons. Oh, please, no asceticism. Okay, that's a big field. Sealed Tombs. That's great. He cannot use Fuma from the grave. Special summons Gillosaurus for free. Gillosaurus, what's the drawback of special summoning? If your opponent has room, they could special summon any monster from the grave, but not under Sealed Tombs. Discards a quick draw Synchron to special summon himself. Normal summons a Sangan. That is a full field. Damn, this is crazy. Junk Destroyer. Sangan effect, search the deck for a 1500 attack monster or less. Junk Destroyer, destroy a card on the field the monster he searches for. Pay attention. He cannot activate their effect. Cannot activate whatever he searches for. But he can still use it. Wow, does not protect his Xian. He did have the option to destroy his Kajiki or Kizan. You know what? I think he thought that he could Fuma, but it's under Sealed Tombs. Yup, that just happened. That just happened. Oh my Jesus. It's all good. Fra, game 2, game 3, now you know. Which one will prompt first? Chat, Shiny, if your Fuma is active and you have a 6-Sam on the field and your monster's about to die, Duel Links will ask you which one. Fuma's last? Damn, so even more opportunity to fall for that trap. First Xian, then Fuma. Damn. How about another, what's better than 1 Junk Destroyer? 2 Junk Destroyer. Yeet. A lone Kajiki. That is lethal. That is why that is my favorite deck. Jonin with an epic game 1 victory. Yes. Tiny Kajiki. Played. Behind me. Will this lead into an Inishi Xian? That's what you got to think about. That's the main question here. Always. All right, Kajiki on summon, special summon a Cage Musha, Asceticism, and that's it. There you go. Now, you would think it's over. You would think that this would be unstoppable. He's playing Sealed Tombs. Sealed Tombs prevents him from banishing from the grave. Not so good anymore. Not so fast. You rush for your turn 1 Xian. Oh my. He's going to have double Inishi? Or what is this going to be? Maybe a Fuma? Kizaru. Kizaru on special summon. Search the deck for any 6-Sam. That's a different attribute than what you have on the field. No dark, no light. Fuma. Now, can Jonin wipe this entire field? Does he have an epic hand or what? If he does something crazy, we're going to go crazy. We're going crazy. Let's go. Let's go. Normal summon Sangan. Here comes Quick Draw Aura Wielder. Quick Draw Synchron. That is a Junk Destroyer. Sangan will search. Sangan will search. Junk Destroyer. Tidal Sweep. Goodbye. Now we use the Xian effect. Very good. Sangan is searching. Gillosaurus. Gillosaurus, Sealed Tombs and Sangan turns off Gillosaurus' effect. That is nuts. Oh my god. Special summons a Gillosaurus. Special summons a wielder by having a level 3 on the field. This deck is insane. He can't even Anishi. He can't do it. This wielder will destroy a monster on the field after the Synchro Shokan. This deck is so lit. Love it. 6-card extra deck. Here we come. That is a Gaia. Gaia is big enough to take out the Shien. Goodbye, Anishi. Let's do it. Does he have another Gillosaurus? Oh, if he had another, that would have been lethal. Oof. Junk D is big enough to take out Shien himself anyway. So I'm wondering, maybe he should have went for Charge Warrior, or he wanted double. Double being bigger than a Shien. Interesting. Also, being 26 prevents any tie that binds on the smaller monsters. We know what that is. We know exactly what that is. The question is, what is that back row? What is that back row? It don't matter. It does not matter what that back row is. Photon Cerberus. During the turn this card was normal summoned, neither player can activate traps while this card is face up on the field. No traps, a literal Jinzo. Checkmate. Exact lethal. Exact lethal. It's an asceticism. Oh my Jesus, it is not over. Juked. Wow. That is incredible. Asceticism on Kajiki, summoning a Fuma. Damn, it's usually the other way around. Saved. Saved. All he needs to do is top deck a Treacherous or a Dual Wield, and he could flip the script. Flip it. Right now, he's thinking real hard. What do I take out? Took out the Kajiki despite it would be destroying itself anyway. But if you were to attack an Fuma, you don't know what Fuma would summon. Whew. Set the card, did not put him in attack position. That does not mean he does not have a dual wield.
What's going on, guys? Joe named Joe back here with my Meta Weekly 69 tournament report. Didn't expect to make it this far, so I figured I'd do a video on it. I made top 8 with Synchrons. The deck is a lot different from my King Games video, so it's very important that you stick around and see the changes I made thanks to the Dual X Meta Discord. We went over some new ideas and we found a couple good ways to counter 6 Samurais and compete in the meta in a competitive aspect instead of just being a beam deck. So finishing up this duel here, this is actually one of the most entertaining duels against 6 Samurai. The other 4 6 Samurai players I face usually ended by turn 3, but Fra here, he does do his best to try and mount a counter offensive here, but luckily we got saved. So I'm going to showcase some replays. I didn't get to save a whole bunch, but I had maybe 1 or 2 from pools and another top 32 matchup that we'll look at later. And at this duel right here, I'm just showboating for the stream at this point. I didn't really have to go into Gigantic Castle, but I figured I'd show it off since I didn't get to go into Gigantic Castle a lot during the tournament. But we still have lethal no matter what, so we're just going to take it there. We're going to talk about the deck coming up, and then we'll get to the rest of those replays. The core of the deck hasn't changed a lot. One of the most important differences is that I'm running Sealed Tombs, which we went over in the Discord as a way to counter 6 Samurais. When you seal Tombs right at the start, they can't Anishi you, they can't use Fuma to banish to protect them, they can't do a lot of things, so that was a very good skill to put in. Quick Draw, Wielder, Sangin's pretty much the core staples at 3 with Tracker. There's 1 Cypher Soldier, which I don't regret having because I faced 4 6 Samurai players. And I bumped up Sphere Karibo up to 2, which was nice because I didn't face any Ancient Gears. If I did, I would be upset. Gillosaurus is another important change to the deck. He combos with Sealed Tubes and Sangin. If you search him with Sangin, special summon him as mentioned earlier, your opponent doesn't get to revive a monster. Same reason with Sealed Tombs. And then Photon Cerberus, MVP as always, your little mini Jinzo on legs. The other new addition to the deck is that we finally got 6 extra deck slots. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't showcase it as well as I wanted to. I would rather have Armades in place as the second Charge Warrior for Parasite, but having 6 extra deck slots is a big game changer for this kind of deck, and I'm going to keep working to see what else I could come up with. Okay, let's just ignore my phone text message, but I don't think I went over the side deck. I side decked 1 Jinzo, 2 Cypher Soldiers, and 2 Cosmic Cyclones for Ancient Gears. The Jinzo came in handy against Stall, but it was too late and I lost that in round 4. But the 2 Cypher Soldiers were probably the only card that really came in handy against 6 Samurais. I sided out Photon Cerberuses because you don't want to conflict your normal summons too much. And 6 Samurais against Cypher Soldier, they do have Armades, but he's still a good card to have as they can't activate dual wield with him on board. Like, you can easily swing over them without committing to 2 monsters. But going over the matchups, unfortunately, it's a lot of 6 Samurais. This is going to be one of the 6 Samurais. I think this is top 32. This is definitely top 32 against Pro Circuit Scrub. Unfortunately, he did make a misclick and run out of time on the first duel, so there was a high chance that I couldn't have made it to top 16 or top 8 if he went through, because I had no way to win. But this duel I do win. This is just another showcase of how good Gilosaurus is and how easily you can swim the board. Now this next duel is another 6 Samurai match, but it's a unique one. This is game 2 against the balance variant, and usually the gameplay for me doesn't change. I left Photon Cerberus in after watching balance because I figured he was guaranteed to have a trap more often, but see, I'm expecting dual wield, but then he flips up Stygian Dirge, which he sided in, and this card was a nightmare in the TCG for me, and watching it again really horrified me because he pretty much shut down almost my entire deck. Now, if I did not have Cypher Soldier sided in, this matchup probably would have went in his favor, but luckily Cypher Soldier can function by himself and doesn't require synchro plays or anything like that. But we do have a small opening to synchro, and that's with quick draw and 2 level 3s. Stygian Dirge reduces all of their levels by 1, so you can still make Junk Destroyer and get 2 pops off of it. So I don't know if he knew that was possible or what his other back. I think his other back row was dual wield, so he had a chance to save himself. But once I got rid of Stygian Dirge, it's pretty much a good game from here. I can clear his board. Charge Warrior can hit the monster that floated out, and yeah, he's in a top deck situation. We win. Another couple of good things to mention about the deck is that Seal Tombs also helped against the Neos fusion decks. I faced 1 Neos Koki Maru in round 1, and I beat him both turns back to back thanks to Seal, both duels back to back thanks to Seal Tombs. Besides that, I faced Amazonas Cancer with Lava Golem and everything, so Seal Tombs wasn't too valuable there, and that duel dragged on way too long. I couldn't come up with a good offensive, so I did lose in round 4, making me 3-1, but I still made top cut. Everything else was 6 Samurais, except from Stall and Koki Maru, and luckily thanks to the side deck, I just put in Cypher Soldiers and that matchup became a whole lot easier. I did lose to 6 Samurai in top 8 because I opened with 3 quick draws and 1 wielder, and that probably was the worst hand I've gotten in my life. There was nothing I could do about that, so it happens. You open 4 out of your 6 tuners. I don't know how it happens, but you can't win everything. But my main concern also was Ancient Gears. Ancient Gears, they're not the hardest matchup, but if they get rolling before you do, it gets difficult to keep up with them. Luckily, we don't run back row, so if they run double Cyclone, it's useless, and we can pop Reactor Dragons with Destroyer. Wielder, however, can't easily pop Reactor Dragons. He can with Tracker and maybe Gigantic Castle, but Ancient Gears with the Sphere Karibos in my main deck, I didn't want to take the chance of running into them. Neo's fusion decks were another deck that I didn't hope to face. They're not the hardest deck also, but As I faced them on the ladder little by little after the structure deck came out, I realized that they have a lot of good answers to stop us. Bacon Saver in the graveyard, Neo's Fusion to protect them, and Seal Tombs was just another reason to stop them. It stops Bacon, it stops Neo's Fusion, and allows you to push for lethal in most instances. Without Seal Tombs, you'd find yourself abusing Wielder and Quick Draw, popping Neos. He'll get protected, and you have to swing, possibly crash a monster because Brave Neos can get to pretty high attack levels. So it's not the hardest matchup, but it's a matchup that I wanted to be careful with. I did open pretty well in most duels. Sangan with any tuner is a pretty good hand that you want to have going second, and going first Sangan and or Wielder is pretty good, especially if you can get a Sphere Karibo in your hand. Aside from that one duel that I lost thanks to opening the 4 tuners, with Sangan you're able to search whatever you need and continue pushing for lethal through Gilosaurus. Gilosaurus plus Junk Destroyer is lethal. I would go for a 3rd Gilosaurus. I'm actually going to try eventually and see if we can get more results with 3 of them. Junk Forward is a good substitute, I think, but the problem with Junk Forward is that you can't summon him after you summon the monster already, so that's another reason Gilosaurus is pretty good. So coming up on this is a round 3 duel against 6 Samurais again, unfortunately, but I'm gonna let DK commentate the last part of the match. And if you made it this far, just make sure you follow my Twitch. I'll be playing Synchrons on Duel Links and Legacy of the Duelist. I just got the Japanese account to play it on Switch, so stay tuned for that. But I'm gonna keep at it, keep trying to bring results and make this a good tier 3 deck. I think it deserves it. And ever since the TCG, I've loved this deck, so I'm gonna keep at it. Stay tuned. I want to give a quick shout out to everyone in the Duel Links Meta Discord, because this tournament placing wouldn't have been possible without them. In the Discord, we have a Synchron channel where we discuss all the techs and we keep improving our game, so I'll link that in the description below. But for now, enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks for hanging out.
Jonin at the bottom, Shifu at the top. Lotus GM, Prime for 12 months officially. 1 year anniversary. Thank you. Kajiki, in response to that turn 1 set, if you do not, oh my god, it's a Cypher Soldier. Gain 2,000 attack or defense when battling a warrior, and it's level 3, so it's perfect for Synchro Shokan. Econ take to prevent it. Special summons a wielder anyway. Shokan into Charge Warrior. Destroy a card in the field. Draw a card. Boom! Draw! Seal Tombs! Wow, what an epic follow-up. Can only set in response. We are no longer under the effect of Seal Tombs. Shokan into Junk Destroyer. Destroy a card in the field. Treacherous! Now, why didn't he Treacherous last turn? Photon Cerberus says you can't activate any traps. Goodbye to his entire field. No more Cerberus to protect from Treacherous. Discards a tracker to summon a Quick Draw Synchron. Normal summon Sangan. Here comes a Junk Destroyer. If that's a Fuma, he's okay. If it's not Fuma, he loses. Fuma! Not a Fuma! Gilosaurus! Special to the field! Lethal! Or not! Sphere Karibo protecting from lethal. It is not over. Dojo, then he scoops. Jonin wins it undefeated, going to round number 4 with Quick Draw Synchrons.